different variations have you heard people mispronouncing your name?
Oh gosh, like so many. Like it's an uncountable number. I've heard so many different things, like Alicia, Anicia. One time when they were handing out awards at a softball game, they called me like Anicia.
Anicia.
Like
That's awesome. Okay, so it's Anicia and Kessler.
Yes.
Everybody get that right.
Yeah.
Anicia. Hey, maybe I can put it across the bottom.
Yeah.
Anicia.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. Well, I heard you're joining our team.
I am. I'm
So
really excited.
what are you joining us as? Like, what are you doing? I heard you're taking Diane's place and she's leaving. Is that true?
No. No, not at all.
You're not going to do everything? No? Okay, so what? Help us out. For those who maybe haven't been paying attention much. I'm not saying me, but, help us out.
Okay.
What are you coming in as? What are you going to do? How are you helping out the church?
So Diane is just going to focus on the financial side of things. So she's still going to handle all of that. I'm going to be doing all of the other stuff she did. So like the bulletins, answering phones, sentinels, maybe the same thing as the bulletin.
It's like, what?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not 100%.
Yeah, but you're jumping in and you're willing and able. What days of the week are you going to be in? So if people are like, want to call and talk to you and know you're at the church.
It's going to vary a little bit. So I know in June, I'm going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
I don't know if we're keeping that in July or if July goes to Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
But the rest of the year, I will be here every day except for Thursday.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yes.
I'm excited to have you around. First Christian Church, we have a lot of families that have some deep roots here, and everybody just assumes everybody knows everybody. But let's sit here, assume that nobody knows who you are, who you're connected to.
Okay.
Who is Anicia? How did you become a part of this church?
Okay. Well, I am married to Randy Kessler, who has been a part of this church since, I think, the beginning of his time. Maybe not quite that long. But so his parents would be Janet Key and then Jerry Key. Everyone knows Melanie and Brad and Jen. So I'm part of that clan.
Okay. You know and identify.
That big group.
Maybe people say, where do they sit during church? Maybe the
we usually
second service back right.
No, that's about right. Second service to the left. Usually around the middle.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah. My husband's the real tall guy. That's what everyone says. Just look for the really
tall monster.
The really tall bald guy.
So tall.
He is so tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got into FCC through Randy.
Okay, so then the big question is, how did you and Randy meet?
Yeah.
How did all that? I mean, you're married, so tell us the story.
Literally fireworks.
Ooh,
like
it
literally
was fireworks?
with fireworks.
Katy
just
Perry just singing in the background.
So I ran the Mark's fireworks store in Jasper.
Okay.
And
you ran it just yourself. It was you.
Yeah. The very first year we ever did it, right out of high school for me. I ran that store, and Randy was my manager that year. Yeah. So
Power dynamics.
Yeah.
That's good.
So Randy taught me everything about fireworks that I could ever want to know, and I've always been a pyro since I was a really little kid. So I decided right then and there that I wasn't going to go to the culinary school I was pre-enrolled in. I was just going to stay home and go to VUJC, and I was going to keep running fireworks stores every summer. Yeah, that was it. And
oh man.
So the next summer, I ran the store again, and Randy wasn't my manager that time, but we got to know each other a lot better, and it just kind of went from there.
You said you've been out the past 2 years because of COVID, and before that, Randall.
Yeah.
Okay, so Randall is different than Randy.
He is. Okay. Randall's the little one.
The little one.
And Randy is the big one.
Okay.
Which is hard for a lot of people to adapt to, because so many people have called Randy Randall for years. And now he's asked everyone to call him Randy. He has a history of that. I don't know if originally, so when he was born, he was named Randall Bryan.
Yeah.
But they called him Brian.
Okay.
Until he was like 6 or 7 years old.
Really?
And then one day he came home and said, I don't want to be Brian. I want to be Randy like my dad.
Yeah.
So he became Randall at like 7 years old.
Wow. Okay. And now he's
Randy.
I'm an adult. I'm ready to take on the mantle of Randy.
Yes.
And he passed on. I'm surprised he didn't do the whole Brian thing with I'm not Brian, this kid's Brian.
Yeah. No.
That's cool. And what's Randall like?
He is amazing. Gosh, I love being that kid's mom. he is wild, but loving, and just like, I don't even know how to describe that whole bond that you have with your child. Like, it's just wow.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Did you ever, have you always seen yourself as a mom?
Oh yeah. I've always wanted kids. I've loved kids. I've babysat since I was old enough to do so, and I've always been so excited to have a family of my own.
Yeah. Besides being a mother, like, you started that, and also you've been doing this whole like cookie business on the side.
Yeah.
So I need to know about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because I love art and food, and this is like both combined.
Yeah. So I did cakes in high school. Like, my favorite show was Cake Boss, and I thought I was going to be the next Buddy Balestro.
Oh.
So I did cakes in high school, and I thought I was really good at it. Looking back now, I really wasn't that great. But I was pre-enrolled at the Art Institute of Indianapolis for culinary baking and pastry. It's what I wanted to do until I ran the fireworks store. And then I'm like... $60,000 a year on school or blowing stuff up. So I kind of gave up on that for a while. And then I think it was around 2015 or 16. I was sitting in the mattress store. I worked for Mark's Mattress. A lot of downtime in there. And I was sitting in the mattress store like, okay, Christmas is coming up. What am I going to bring to the 8 million family gatherings that I have to go to every year? So I started scrolling through Pinterest and found all these like cute cookies. I'm like, these are so cute. I've never seen cookies like this. I could do this. I'm going to do this. So I started watching YouTube videos while I was in the store. And I watched this lady making her icing and like showing how she does the cookie stuff. I'm like, okay. So then I went home that night and started rolling out some dough and gave it a shot. And I loved it. And it is... so time consuming. It really is. You do not expect that at all. But I love it so much. And I love just creating all these different things. And I think, my favorite part is when you hand over the final piece and you just see people's faces light up and like, wow, you did this. I'm like, yeah, it took me 12 hours, but I did it. Yeah. Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
I love it. And then I had so many people that kept asking me like, oh, do you do lessons or do you like teach people? Like, could you do that? And I'm like, okay, so maybe that's something I can look at. And then there's a lady in Jasper who owns a craft store, and she reached out to me and was like, hey, I have a classroom and I need a new cookie lady to teach cookie classes. So that's how that got started.
Wow.
And that's people love it. Like I have a class tonight actually, and there's a lady taking my class tonight that it is her 10th class with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's just all about it.
Yeah, she loves it.
I bet the best part about it is the not having to do the work part and just showing up.
Yeah. I wish I had somebody to bake all of the cookies and make all of the icing for me every time that I did
and I
cookies.
just got to do the art part.
Yeah.
Like,
I just get to do the fun stuff.
Hey, but it's cool. I mean, people enjoy the work that you put out so that they can have a little moment of fun. I know that's a lot of youth ministry. They're like, can we just do another fun thing? I was like, you don't understand how much work it takes to have fun. With you taking this job that you're not going to be doing cookie stuff anymore?
I'm taking a big step back. I'm not giving it up completely. I couldn't do that. There's just not in me.
Yeah.
So the thing that takes the longest in all of the things that I do for the business is custom cookie orders. So like, hey, my son's birthday is next month. Can you do 24 cookies for me of Paw Patrol? And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Those take forever. I mean, I average 7 hours for 24 cookies.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am not going to do custom orders anymore.
Okay.
I feel like I owe it to Randall to spend as much as my free time as I can with him, and that really affects that. So no more custom orders, but I am going to try to continue doing at least 1 to 2 classes a month. Ideally, I'll still have an Evansville and a Jasper class every month.
Okay.
And then I do porch pop-ups for holidays. So
Okay.
I want to keep doing those.
And what is a porch pop-up? What does that mean?
Yeah, so I make all of these cookies. Like the most recent one I did was teacher appreciation / nurse appreciation. So I made all these teacher and nurse cookies. And then what I do is I'll tell everybody like, hey, they'll be out on the porch at 10 o'clock on Monday. And so I put everything out on tables, and I've got a like real cute stand and stuff. And people just come up, and there's bags out there. It's all self-serve. So there's bags, they grab what they want, they add up their total, and then my PayPal and my Venmo info is out there. So they just shoot me the money.
Oh, so like at your house. And it's
at my house, like I'm not out
Okay.
there hovering. I'm not going to be like, oh, you need these cookies. You know, I'm not a pushy salesperson. But yeah, so I
cool.
really like doing those, and I feel like that benefits a lot of people as opposed to one person having a party next, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm able to serve a lot more of the community by doing that. It makes a big difference being able to, that's another thing too, because like when I was doing the custom orders, you had to order a minimum of 2 dozen. They're $35 a dozen.
Yeah.
And not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that I really like with the pop-ups. So the pop-ups, you can just come up and buy 1 cookie. You don't have to buy a dozen or 2 dozen, you know? So I feel like a lot more people can find them more affordable that way.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Does Randall help?
No. 90% of my baking and decorating occurs between the hours of 9 p.m. and 2 to 3 a.m. Once Randall's in bed.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that did change shortly. Very briefly, I had 2 months where I had left Mark's, and I was, you know, doing all my cookie thing on Monday, Wednesday, Friday while Randall was here at Animal Crackers. But since that's changing and I'm going to be here, that's what made me decide I can't do the 9 to 3 a.m. and then come into work thing anymore. It's too much. I can't be the person that I want to be on 4 hours of sleep.
It's tough making priorities, making the hard decisions, cutting things out just so you can, the things you say are important, you actually like with your life reflect that they are that important.
Yes.
It's like you're adulting.
I know. Adulting. I don't feel like I'm old enough to be adulting, Zach.
Oh man. It's crazy. I'm thankful that you're a part of the team now, and I'm looking forward to seeing what things will come. I know that we're going to be working hand to hand a lot together. I know we're trying to put the bulletin online and put it on the app, so I got to teach you all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So this is going to be a good time. How can First Christian Church be praying for you right now in this time of transition?
I mean, just praying for a smooth transition, as I do have, I booked cookie orders out 2 to 3 months in advance. So for my first month here, maybe even a little bit into July, I will be doing a little bit of both. I've got some custom orders that I have to honor. So the first month might be a little tough sleep wise. But just overall praying for a smooth transition and that things work out well. I mean, I'm super excited. I don't foresee any major bumps in the road, but yeah.
Well, sweet. Well, we're excited to have you, and everybody, you see you around, say hi, give the church a call, and wish her well. All right, guys, have a good one.